Hi everyone, I'm Ed Nisdick, the Adirondack Superintendent, and I'd like to welcome you. Um, we've been working very hard getting ready for the 2020-2021 school year. Everybody has been preparing to receive our students coming up in the next couple weeks. Things will look a little bit different this school year, as you know, and this video hopefully will give you an idea of what's going to happen when the school year starts. Throughout this video, we'll talk with different people in regards to transportation, facilities, and our school buildings. So we hope that will give you some information to let you know what's going to happen. We hope you find out a lot of information today. In our survey, we asked parents about hotspots in our second survey, and those parents who said that hotspots would work for them, we ordered hotspots, and hopefully that will help with the connectivity that we didn't have in the spring. So the hotspots will be coming in before the school year begins. Parents have been calling the school buildings in regards to the hotspots. So we know that some of the people on the survey who mentioned that a hotspot would work for them, we have those names, and if you think a hotspot would work for you, you could call your child's school building and let them know. We think this will be a huge advantage to those students who had connectivity issues in the spring. So hopefully those will work, and students will be able to get on the internet. Those hotspots will be for Adirondack devices. So hopefully that will help them stay connected with the school and the work that's going on here at school. Yes, absolutely. They could still go to any of the school buildings and use the internet that would be available to them. The Adirondack teachers will be doing the remote learning from their classrooms and making the connections with their students. And that delivery will be through Google Classroom or through videos, pre-recorded videos, or live stream. So it'll be a combination. And there has to be flexibility because students are in different situations at home. So there has to be flexibility in the delivery of instruction. So in the secondary level, students have their schedule. So if the teacher first period is going to have a live stream, those students will know that, and that will be for that particular class. So unlike the spring, in the fall there will be a schedule that they will have, and the teachers will let them know when they need to be connected or what their instruction is going to be for that day, or what their schoolwork will be for that day. So it will be somewhat flexible. That information will be coming from the teachers for those classes. So we believe strongly that there has to be flexibility, as I mentioned, because there's different needs at home. And some students may not be at home, they might be at a sitter's, and it might be more difficult for them. So that's why we feel that there has to be flexibility in the delivery of instruction. So there will be Google Classroom, there will be live stream, and there will be pre-recorded lessons, and also activities that students will have the students work on. We should be able to do definitely more digital than we have done in the past, and so packets would be on a limited basis. That would probably be for an extreme case, but definitely we want that connectivity between home and school, whether it's downloaded on the Chromebook or we use USB drives. So that's what we're looking at instead of offering the packets. Each student will receive 2 cloth masks, and teachers will receive those. Also, if the teachers would like face shields, those will be available. In the cafeteria, we have separators for the students, so when they go to the cafeteria, there's separators on the tables for the students that you can see through. So that will also be available for our students as another safety measure. If students are riding the bus, they'll have to wear a mask on the bus. That is mandatory, as well as the bus attendants and the bus driver. So unless you have a medical excuse from a doctor, you have to wear a mask. When the students get off the bus or when their parents bring them to school, they will be wearing a mask, and when they come into the building they will wear a mask. Their temperatures will be taken, and once they get into the building, the mask will stay on while they're in the hallways. When they go in the classroom, if they maintain 6 feet social distancing, they can take off their mask. When they get out of their seat, they need to put their mask back on. And again, when they go out in the hallways, they need their mask. When they go to the restrooms, they need their mask. But there will be times when students will not be wearing masks when they maintain that 6 feet social distancing. If a student is sick and shows any symptoms, they will be brought down to the nurse. The nurse will do a assessment on the student, and if there are signs, symptomatic signs, they will be in a isolation room. The parents will be called, and the nurse will talk with the parent in regards to follow up with the student. The student would need to be seen by a medical provider, and a note would need to be sent back in with the student should the student be free of any COVID symptoms.
The student's name, right now these are just ones we made up for today, but they'll have their name if they're sitting in the window or in the aisle. That will be their assigned seat every other day, basically, when they're on the bus. The red X shows them where they're not supposed to sit for the little ones that get confused. And when we load the bus in the morning, it will be from back to front, this way they're not walking by each other, and unloading opposite front to back. So students will be wearing masks at all times when they're on the bus, including the driver. If a student does not have a mask, we have masks supplied for them in case they need one. If a student does not have a mask, we cannot refuse transportation. So each driver will have a form for their bus, and it's got 3 separate AM, midday, PM. When they're done, they have to initial it. At the end of the runs, they bring them to me, so I'll make sure that they're initialed in case we have contact tracing we have to follow up on, and that will be done on a weekly basis. So we have an electronic sprayer that comes in. They'll start from the back, work their way up, and they'll just spray the whole bus down. It's a 1 minute kill time, so after a minute everything is killed, and it takes about 10 minutes to dry, so they'll be ready for the runs. Concentrate mostly on the high contact areas, top of seats, handrails, driver compartment. State guidelines, anything above 45, we can open the roof hatches and the windows, which we will do.
Hi, I'm Cam Teachout. I'm the Director of Facilities for the district. We've made some changes in the wake of the recent pandemic. We've increased our cleaning staff during the day to assist in cleaning of high traffic and high touch areas. We've equipped teachers with a neutral disinfectant that allows them to wipe down tables and desks in between class periods when needed. We've also documented the cleaning procedures and cleaning logs of different areas. So all areas are identified, and a record is kept when they were last cleaned and how often they are cleaned. We've also made different procedures as far as increasing the amount of hand sanitizer available within the building. All classrooms and common areas have hand sanitizer stations available. There are mobile stations available within some of the buildings as well. We've also made changes by social distancing the desks in classrooms, maintaining a minimum of 6 feet apart in classrooms, allowing students to learn while being safe. We've also changed water coolers within the buildings. Bottle fill stations are available at all buildings for students. Traditional water fountains have been turned off to prevent any contaminations.
Hello, I'm Heidi Smith, the high school principal. I'd like to welcome everybody back in September. I'd like to share some information in regards to reopening. This week, a letter will be mailed home to your family in regards to the reopening. I'd like to highlight a couple of items in the letter. First of all, we are going with an alternating day, A through L and M through Z, and it's indicated on the calendar that you will also receive. Second of all, your child will receive a Chromebook. Please make sure it's charged and the charger is brought daily with you to school when you attend. Third, please make sure you wear a mask, social distance. It's about everybody's health and safety. So we are going to be going to the traditional grading that we had before the spring of 2020. We're going to go back to our traditional grading system, so please be aware of that, parents and students. I also mailed a letter last week in regards to the BOCES program for seniors and juniors. So if you have any questions in regards to the BOCES program for juniors or seniors, don't hesitate to give a call and we can explain it. Again, we welcome everybody back, and we're happy that people are coming back, and we're excited for the school year of 2021.
am Jill Rowlands-Will, Adirondack Middle School Principal, and we're excited to welcome our students back in September. First of all, what you'll see that's different at the middle school and for all of the school buildings is that students are going to need to mask up. So whether you're riding the bus, when you're entering the hallways, if you're using the bathroom, students are required to wear their mask. Now, during classroom time, when they're seated for instruction, and if they're socially distanced, students will have mask breaks. So that's what we just wanted to really emphasize here. We have the Wildcat with our symbol for mask up. Also, students will be receiving cloth mask on their first day of in-person instruction. In addition to the mask, what's new in the cafeteria is that there will be physical barriers placed on the tables that will allow for students to sit together and to be able to socialize during their lunchtime. As for remote learners, students will be receiving their Chromebooks on September 2nd and 3rd. That way, when they come to school, their Chromebooks will be charged and ready to go. These are just a few updates at Adirondack Middle School, and we look forward to seeing our students back in person and remotely for the 2021 school year.
Hi everybody, my name is Jill Schaefer and I'm the principal over here at Boonville Elementary. This is my 4th year here with Adirondack. Last year and the years before that I was with West Leyden Elementary, but I'm very excited to be over here with Boonville Elementary, and I so look forward to welcoming everybody back. We are excited to have everybody. There will be a couple little changes. As you can see, the classrooms are a little bit more spread out, and that's to allow for the 6-foot social distancing. You'll also notice that our water fountains have been replaced by bottle filler fountains. We also have stickers on the floor to remind everyone to 6 feet social distance. We also have hand washing signs and videos that we'll be sharing with everybody just to make sure that everybody stays safe, happy, and healthy. So in the cafeteria this year, it'll look a little bit different. You'll see some carols in there, which are see-through. So you will be able to see your friends that are sitting next to you and across from you. So you'll have plenty of time to laugh and giggle and share some memories of your summertime and maybe what you've done since March, since you left. We're excited to hear those stories too, so please make sure you share those and enjoy the welcome back that your teachers all have planned. Everybody has something special planned for you, and we are so excited to have you back, and we look forward to seeing you in September.
Welcome, I'm Linda Weber, elementary principal at West Leyden, and I welcome you back for a new school year. Behind us you can see an example of one of our classrooms where desks will be socially distanced. All of our classrooms will look like this year, with approximately 9 to 11 desks in each room. Students do not have to wear their masks while they're seated at their desks, but we ask that masks be worn whenever they're moving about the building. A few things that might look different this year will especially be our dismissal time. West Leyden Elementary will be dismissing at 2:45 p.m., which is approximately 15 minutes earlier than usual. So this earlier dismissal time will also provide teachers with the time they need to connect with all of our remote learners, since we're on an every other day schedule and we do have 100% remote learners at home. While visitors during the COVID crisis will not be allowed into the building unless absolutely necessary, we encourage you, if you have questions or if you're picking up your child, to visit the main office window, and our secretary, Mrs. Linda Lee, will assist you in any manner you need. This is also where you'll pick your students up in the afternoon at 2:45 if they're riding home with you. It's a small area, so we ask parents to please practice social distancing, but we'll bring the students out to you once dismissal time is announced. If you have any questions, I encourage you to call the main office, and we're more than happy to address any of your concerns. Thank you, and I look forward to a great school year.
We look very forward to welcoming our students back. As I mentioned at the beginning, I want you to realize that our opening of our school year and probably throughout the school year will be a fluid situation as we learn new information, whether it's daily or weekly. We get information from the Department of Health, the CDC, State Ed Department, or the state itself. So we need to keep always looking at our plan and making updates. But we are excited to have our students come back to us safely. We have safety protocols in place as far as cleaning the buildings and social distancing and signs throughout the buildings and verbal reminders for our students throughout the day. So we're really excited about having our students come back to school in this new normal, and we're looking for a great start to the beginning of the school year.